Okay, where were we? We were in the middle of collecting summon spirits. I am so low on HP. I didn't even actually have to play. Oh, no. This is Gnome's Cave. This is the spirit place. What happened to... Why? Hey, but why? I saved, right? I watched me save. I just did the last VOD. Where the fuck am I? I still have to, like, exit the cave fully? Hey, what happened to my, like, file data? And there's not, like, an other option other than what I already have. Like, there's the one thing, that's all. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, that's okay. I didn't, like, make any progress in Undini's grotto except for getting lost and probably gaining a level. I don't know. Bitch, we don't have time for this. Oh. Well, I'm disoriented. Blast him, Arche. Going to also... Just gonna lower the voices a little bit. What's the sound effects? Okay. I don't think I did anything else other than stop at an inn on the way there, back to Venetia. I was not very good at my description of Symphonia, I realized, last time, and, wait, howdy, do I know a lot more about the demonic realm. Perhaps if, this game called it Nibelheim, as I'm more familiar with it, I would've clicked. But... there's a lot of lore in that in Dawn of the New World. Before I get into that, I kind of want to start talking about characters more. And not just, like, I didn't really describe the Symphonia characters at all, but I want to talk about these characters because, like, I have sort of said that the important part of Tales games to me are the characters. This is the reason why Abyss, Graces, and Eternia flop between being my favorite ones. It's the characters. Eternia is a PS1 game. So those are all very different eras, those three. Now, also, I looked up some things that were confusing me. But, like, their personalities and such. Like, oh, look, I didn't even notice this last time, but the band is gone. This is a very early Tales game, so I feel like it struggles to really emphasize the stuff. even without, like, even with the little bit of voice acting it does. Oh, here they are. Let's blast them and see what happens if I give them all the money. Thank you very much. Customer is always right. Somewhere in this world there's a mysterious white horse. Some kind of weird horse that will only show itself to pure maidens. We heard about that from someone. Said there was in the northwest of the Valhalla snowfields. They're talking about the unicorn. So we have characters we've encountered in this so far. Our party members are Kless, Chester, Kless Al. Let's say their full names. They all have full names. Everyone in a Tales game has full names. We have Kless Alvain, Chester Barklight, Mint Adnaid, Barf S. Lester, and Archie Klein. And almost none of them are called any of that in the one English version that we did get. They decided to throw all the the thing about Tales characters' names. They have them from the start in, like, an English-type style in Japanese. And sometimes they have to, like, correct the translation. They do this a lot in Symphonia. Or at least make it more like it's a name. And sometimes it's better. Genus and Rain were named Genius and Refill. Those aren't names. I don't care if they're half-elves. Like, Colette was misspelled. Another example is Luca in Innocence is known, even in the English translation, the official one I think that came out for PS Vita in the remake. I didn't do Elwyn. They call him Ruka. That's not a name. He's a little. There's a lot of an Italian theme. I already encouraged Elwyn. We already did this. I don't need to re-narrate it. It's in the last video. We gotta make sure it happens. So Kless, known as Cress in English, in the Game Boy Advance version. I guess watercress is an actual thing. Oh wait, shit, I hit the wrong one. Make sure I don't accidentally hit yes. So he's a 17-year-old swordsman. Who has a strong sense of justice, you can tell. And he likes to think things through, but he also doesn't pay attention to everything. He's a little clueless at that. I didn't stop at an inn. It's okay, we have a way to do that. I just remembered a joke I could have done that I didn't. I was actually going to, like, have a little a little sprite of Kless show up holding a demisexual flag instead of a sword. That's sort of where I'm getting at with that, but it feels right to me. He's sort of the... Okay. He's sort of the basic hero, though. And it's... You really gotta look for these small details they add, like those. Because this is the first Tales game. They don't need to mix it up yet. But it is interesting. You have a similar situation with Mint. It's very, like, a subtle twist on the basic healer archetype, where she is this sweet, caring girl. She's 18, by the way, a year older than Kless and Arch. But she also often gets ahead of herself, like when she was reprimanding Clark, even though she didn't even introduce herself, things like that. So it's like they're both they both have good heads on their shoulders, but they're also sort of airheads, Mint and Kless. Lizard! Oh, I'm obsessed with lizards. Clark S. Lester actually was pretty well established, his character so far, I feel like. He's sort of like a hard-ass scholarly type. It really plays into the fact that he's the adult of the party. He is 29. I'm happy that I can say that Mirald, his assistant, is 28. So the little thing that they joked about with his age being an elder, that's an inside joke between what is actually two childhood friends. Mirald and Clark grew up together, and they went to the Royal Academy together. They are the top two graduate in their class. They are the top two in their graduating class. There's these two brilliant friends who have stuck together this whole time. And honestly, it's like, just get married already, you two. Now that I understand the context of everything. I'm so glad these details of Mirald exist. It actually help establish Clark better too, like the thing about being students at the Royal Academy. And Chester's fun in a way that he's actually not fun at all. He and Ami both grew up as orphans, and you know, before settling down in Totus, where I figure they were accepted. That's my guess, judging by Kless and Chester's relationship as best friends. Chester used to have to resort to, like, shady means to get by, as one would expect. But now he can just... well, you know, not exactly now he can just. Things aren't great for him at the moment. Lost his town, lost his home that he made, lost his sister. Might get blasted by Douse if we don't get back, like, immediately. To that point in time. I believe... oh yes, Kless's last name was not Alvain in the English translation, it was Albane. Which is, I don't know, just as much made up. And I think Chester's was Barklight. Because they didn't want it to be Barklight. I don't know. Sure. I don't think they changed anything about Arche's name, though. Hey, look, it's this. I had to press this switch. It was right there. I didn't even notice it because I was focused on the treasure chest. What is there to say about Arche other than what we already see? She's in over her head as a teenage half-elf with how she approaches situations, but she has magic to back herself up. She's extremely loyal to her friends as Rhea, and deciding to help us, like, immediately displays. I guess it's interesting because we don't see, other than what random NPCs we've talked to so far, we haven't seen any, like, direct example of persecution against half-elves. And we have one in our party who's helping us out. We've even interacted directly with, like, an elf. Oh. I'm probably gonna, like... switch the water level again. Now we should be home free, but there's probably like another level to this. I'd be surprised if this is all we need to do to get to Undini. She's not doing anything. She can do something over here then. I mean, overall, like, I don't find these characters to be the strongest in the series yet, that's for sure. But there's a charm to all of them so far. And we don't even have all of them. We will get one more character in this game. This game was remade, like, 3 times. 4 times if you include Game Boy Advance. And we actually did get it in English twice. It's just, one is the worst example of a Mothership title game ever, which is the Game Boy Advance game, and one doesn't exist anymore, because it was a mobile iOS game version of it. Like, the Game Boy Advance is like a decreased version of this version, to the point where it plays worse than the SNES version. I don't know how they pulled that off, because there are other Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Advance Tales games that play perfectly fine. They play like Eternia does. The Narikiri Dungeon 2 and 3 games. Then there was the full voice remake for PSP, which had enhanced sprites similar to... Man, you don't have recover yet, do you? No. I should probably put heal back. And remember to do Deep Mist once we hit... What's her face? Oh, goodness. I need Arche to do something. I'm just struggling over here. Oh, there's another one. Okay, if there's that many more, I'll recover. It's not like Mint's doing anything. That's not even what I asked for. I don't think that did anything. Ice Tornado might not... That's actually a good thing for me to note. Okay, you just keep on doing spells. Probably gonna go back in time. I think I started saying this, I didn't finish saying it. With what characters I talk about, because there's 2 more parties. But I will be skipping over Darn the New World characters for now, because I haven't said anything about those yet. But if we're gonna get to Undini, I just want to make sure that we're not quite there yet. So I'm not narrating over myself. Earth is using his stuff, that's for sure. These are... Okay, we're not. Okay, so like I mentioned pretty much all the characters by their first names, and I maybe said how they fight a bit in Symphonia. I gave you their origins, like Lloyd, everything about Lloyd that is spoilers, but you don't know Lloyd. That Lloyd is kind of a dumbass, but again, like Kless is... I wouldn't even say it's a strong sense of justice. Lloyd would hate me for saying that. He hates the word justice. He just likes to help people, because that's how he was raised, honestly. He can be kind of thick-headed about it, but he really learns to put, like, the world first. While still saying a bunch of dumb stuff. But also sometimes some smart stuff. It's great, it's great. Character development is great. He's a swordsman, and he uses 2 swords. His logic for using 2 swords is that's another sword is more power. Why am I poisoned again? He's best friends with Genus. Genus is... Oh, yeah, okay, first off, Lloyd is 17 years old. I want to give ages for these characters. They all have canonical ages. And Genus is 12 years old. He's a half-elf. He and Rain were portraying themselves as elves initially when they came to Iselia, because they are especially not happy with half-elves being so close to a Zion ranch. Genus is a small, white-haired magic user, and he's sort of like, you know when you're really academically smart? Just explode those slorgs. And you're still kind of a dumbass child at times, enough for your sister to want to smack you for saying something dumb, despite you could academically throw everyone else in the room under a bus. He's that kind of character. That makes sense. He's really good at cooking, which is great, because Rain, even though she's 10 years older than Genus, can't cook for shit. It is an ongoing thing where she's like, ah, I'll cook, and everyone's just like, I would like to actually eat tonight, so no. She's very much the kind of person who will present the logical plan or ideas, even if they sound cruel, just to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. She doesn't want to... What's it called? She doesn't want to baby everybody about it. But she also has a split personality, sorta, where if she is encountering ruins, her deep archaeological love of it, she goes into what's called a maniac mode, and just gets very gushy over them. Okay, we have 2 of these. Should I do both? Probably not, but I'll do both. Okay. Can't do both, because I get trapped if I do both. So that one was a decoy. I need to test something actually. In most Tales games, you have base arts, advanced arts, and then combination arts, which act the same as advanced arts. You can usually combo base arts into advanced arts. Yep. Okay, I was able to go right from Tiger Blade into Demonic Kick. So it's the same thing in this. That's cool. That's a reason to have both. It's a little limiting only having 4 moves, so the combination arts will be helpful. There's the level up I needed to get. We save, I guess. Who knows when your data will be lost randomly. Maybe I didn't let that pop up. Who knows. So I got the button I needed to before I can go this way. That's good. I'm doing it correct. This is the complete opposite of how I was lost last time. Like, if I didn't already edit the VOD, I could just cut that part out entirely for this. I don't think I talked about anything too specific there. So that's 3 of our characters that live in Iselia. This is the village where Colette is from. I think I did say before, Lloyd, Colette, and Genus all went to school together. And Colette's just like the sweetest girl you'll ever meet, but she is also incredibly self-sacrificial for the same reason of being considerate to others. She is a klutz, but she is the luckiest klutz ever. Meaning that, yes, she'll like trip over, but it will result in something that helps everybody out. Like find a secret passage, cause an enemy to fall down a hole, knock someone over to save them from getting attacked by something. Well, all kinds of things. She always tries to act peppy. She loves dogs. There's a side quest if you go around to every place and talk to every dog that doesn't already have a name. Colette will name the dog. I need some real juice over here. That should kill it. So Lloyd grew up outside of Iselia with Dirk, who taught him to be a good person. I might have to go back over here. Or back down there. I'm not sure. Ah, there's a hole now. I think I know what that means. I'll save again, because always save. The next person you meet is Kratos, who is not a final party member. As I have already explained, he is a member of Crucius and Lloyd's dad. They know neither of these when they meet him because he portrays himself as a wandering swordsman. He's very stoic. Very much comes off as if he's being rude while he's trying to give advice. But he's extremely dependable in battle. Until he decides, I'm going to turn on you. Because it is my job. He's a very sad character. Fans love, at least traditionally love him. And I'm got very tired of him after a few playthroughs. Who was it? Who dared disturb my slumber? Who's there? It's her. So it was you. Oh, she cranky. Here we go. Let's take a good look at... Interesting. That's an interesting look you got there. She's got, like... I mean, she just kind of looks like a human with a big sword. But she looks pretty similar to how she is in Symphonia. Perhaps the main difference is... I'm gonna do some item work, which I really should have done before this. Is she has... sort of short hair. Oh. Man. Excuse me. Okay, we need to... I guess Archie is on item duty. Archie, listen, we can do this. I believe in you. You need to not waste your stuff. I got fully protected by that because I have a thing on. That's beautiful. Okay, Archie, you can save everybody. Getting orange gummy in so we can speed this up. Next gummy in for me. Archie, do something? Archie, do something challenge. Okay. Now, we can actually do something about all this. We can get Clark back up and running. Before you do anything, heal yourself. Okay. Why are you coming over here? All are so hard to control. I wonder if there's like a limit on how fast you can use items. It doesn't seem like it. She's got something up her sleeve. I don't know what she just did. She can do better. Okay. Things are organized. Orange. Orange gnome. Alright. That was rough. It's about as rough as I expect Undini to be. I didn't get to finish describing her. She has longer, flowy hair, blue skin, a more fancy dress, but it's similar style, and a blue sword instead of a not-so-blue sword. Forgive me. What is it you desire? I wish to form a summon pact with you. You have already proven your worth. We shall form a pact upon the aquamarine ring. Spirit of the water, I desire a pact, and ask you now, submit to me. On this ring, we form our pact, Spirit and Master. My name is Clark. My name is Undini, nice to meet you. Alright, now we can go get Ifrit, and we won't have Clark just heal everything with Sylph. So that's good. When Sheena makes summoning pacts, she does a similar sort of oath like that. Sheena Fujibayashi. I actually said her full name. Did I say any of the other full names? Kratos Aryan. I don't know if that's his name from 4,000 years prior or not, but... Lloyd Irving, Genus and Rain Sage, Colette Brunel. Colette was 16 at the start of the journey. I think she actually had a birthday. That, or... no, it was her 16th birthday was the start of the journey, and there's a side plot that goes, like, through half the game about Lloyd not being able to get her present finished. Until eventually he makes her the pendant he's been working on for like the half the game ends up being turned into a key crest so that she can be cured from what they call angel toxicosis. It is the thing that sets her into a mindless autopilot mode due to her Crucius crystal. I'm ready to go back. There's a place I haven't checked. I'm probably going to wait until I can get a certain way of transportation, but I do remember I missed a lot of treasure back at Demeter's Manor. Oh, but yes, Sheena. The first Tepe Island party member we meet. Nah. I'm gonna go back to Alvanista now. That makes sense to me. I haven't been describing them visually, I realized, except that I said Genius and Rain have white hair. I can actually, like, show you Lloyd. He's the guy on the far left in the starting screen I've been doing. Here he is talking to a gnomelet, or as we call them, clay idols in this. Got that spiky hair. Got red. He's known to be red. Genius wears blue clothes. Rain wears orange clothes. They're all kind of color coordinated. Colette wears white clothes. She has long blonde hair. Kratos has shorter, spiky red hair. I assume Lloyd gets his hair from Anna. I never checked the grocery store here, so that's very important, because we probably have a dweller of the wonderful world of flavor. Let me taste your world. A Neapolitan? Is that the ice cream? No, it's a pasta dish. There's one theory that mana is created in a process known as magical photosynthesis. What does magical photosynthesis even mean? Well, you see, when a mana tree lives, the elves are stunning. The elves are beautiful. Yeah, I hate that. It's not like humanity doesn't have its good points, right? Hehe. Anyway, eating natural foods every day is what it takes. They can just keep it. I want burger. Scholars of the Alvinista royal lineage says that their bloodline is at least partially elven. I believe you. That's not hard at this point in time. It has been 14,200 years since the elves, roughly, came to this planet. Like, they were here before humans. I think, like, that has to be how it works. I'll get into that in a little bit. There's no tomatoes! How are you gonna give me your wonderful world of flavor and then nothing? I need to make sushi soon, so I need this. Little banana. I don't think there's anything to cook with those yet. I'm full up on chicken. A little more pork. Sheena has a purple ninja gi on the pink obi. She has dark brown ponytailed hair. She fights with seals. Sort of like hand-to-hand combat. Not quite. We're going to Ifrit's place next. She as a summoner actually had an artificial summon spirit at first. Named Corinne, who she formed a great bond with, and I'm only telling you this spoiler because it's actually important to the established summon spirits of the world, but Corinne does, at a point, sacrifice himself while Volt is going out of control. And this gives Sheena the resolve to demand Volt's power, which has been the most traumatic summon spirit in her lifetime to try and obtain. I'm genuinely getting emotional just saying this much about it. So there's your hint on how I feel about that scenario. But eventually they find a way to revive Corinne's spirit, and he, sort of like how a Vulpix evolves into a Ninetales, in fact it is a small six-tailed summon spirit that evolves into a big nine-tailed summon spirit, he becomes Various, the summon spirit of Heart, who is accessible in the Temple of Martel outside of Visalia, where Colette's Journey of Regeneration starts, but resides in everyone's heart, so all you gotta do is look introspectively. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I turned off probably the most important things she could be using right now. Turn this off. Sand King might be strong against Earth, but who could say? Not me. I will, ahead of time, turn off Sylph. I want to see what Indini does. Okay, sure. I've already casted it, I guess. Oh, look at the combos, though. Sheena is like Tetheala's version of Lloyd. She's not like dumb, but she is kind of thick-headed and pure. And pure heart's not the word, though. But like, has a soft spot for needing to help people. She's also pretty sassy. She's also really bad at her job as an assassin. That might actually be a good time to show a little bit of... Nah, I'll continue with characters as it is. Been here already, right? I know here. The first Tethealan character we meet in Tetheala is Zelos. He plays exactly like Kratos, because this is immediately after Kratos has left your party. They're both a short swordman style fighters that have magic. Which is funny because Zealous and Kratos are both human, but they are given the ability to use magic like a half-elf would, or an elf. I got everything I needed here, right? I spent plenty of time here last time. Right, it's just this little oasis here. The first stop that the gang does make in Silveron is in Triet. It is on this continent. I would insist, I'll get into that a little more later. Let me show by visual example. Over here. But Olive Village isn't in the same place as Triet. Triet's a little further into the center of the continent. And the mountain we actually go to for Ifrit here is closer to where the Renegade base was initially. That's a Scorpy. Good job, Archie. That's not the move I was doing, though. I was pressing down. Why did you do over? What hit me? Zealous has long red hair, like vibrantly red. Headband, flowy outfit. He's Tethayalan royalty, because, well, Silverant is in decline. Tethayala had a unified government under one king. Oh, hell yeah, Undini! What a badass. And Zealous' like surface level personality trait is that he is a womanizer. He will his special personal skill is going around. If you have him out first, you talk to women, you'll get items from them. Because he's always out here complimenting them. And this doesn't go well with, like, Sheena. Sheena thinks he's a creep and will beat the shit out of him if he tries any of that shit. Good for her. But they're good friends. At least by the end they are. Alright, Asher. Are you trying anything, Clark? I shouldn't have gone back here. You don't go down. That's not too bad. Alright. Larth. Do this one fast. Where am I hitting? These things have high defense, huh? Not you. You. Sure. And another surface level trait of Zealous, he's kind of like a jerk in this way, is he has a motto that always side with the strongest. And this makes him the trademark Tails traitor of the group. The Sorcerer's Ring! This is an ability that is obtained at the very beginning of Symphonia. What is it exactly? It's just an ordinary ring, right? And what's it doing here? Ooh. What? It shoots fire. That's very interesting. We've got that. We could probably use it to hit distant targets. Yes. How do I... What's the buttons for it? Do I have to equip it? I might have to equip it. get this at the very beginning of Symphonia, and it is, like, essential to your puzzles all over the place. There's also monsters on the actual map of your dungeons, so you can hit them with the Sorcerer's Ring to paralyze them. It is appropriate that it is in the... in Ifrit's place, though, because it does, by default, shoot fire. And you can get alternate versions of its power by attuning it to different things throughout the game. I doubt that's the case in this. It's probably a dungeon-based thing in this, and they decided, oh, that's actually cool. Let's make more puzzles based on it. And most Tales games have it. And like, different variations on its elemental power. Probably the most disappointing example is Legendia, where you are limited to the Sorcerer's Ring in these little puzzle rooms. And the rest of the game is just running around in a circle until you get to the ending stuff that I never actually got to. It's apparently where all the good stuff is. Zelos does prove to eventually be quite loyal, though. A question axe? Alright, let's see what the question axe is. Also, you're in an Aqua Mantle place, so you don't really need that anymore. It's a fight symbol. Okay, that's fine. Good. I didn't put the Aquamarine on. Excuse me? Oh, hold on. Hold on real quick. Pickle stone? Very heavy stone used to create pressure in a pickle press. Equip it to nullify the effects of Tractor Beam. Okay. We don't have enemies that do Tractor Beam yet. We're in a very fiery place, so I'll give her the resist ring instead. I don't know when I got the resist ring, would have been handy the last battle. I don't know, Zealous is weird because, like, you instantly hate him, and then, like, somewhere along the way, like, you die for him, in the same way that he'd die for Lloyd. He fucking loves Lloyd. Like, he doesn't care about men, but Lloyd is his bud. And it's beautiful. Just two bros. How old is Zelos? I think he's 20. And I think Sheena is 18. Or 19. She might be 19. Then we get to a character whose age is very, not what it seems. Shoot. I went the wrong way. That's Persea. Her body is 12 years old, but that's because she was under Crucius Crystal experimentation for, what was it? What is 27 minus 12? 15 years? Yeah. Like, she's the older sister? And I'm realizing it's maybe, like, she's not that much older, I guess, is the thing. But she's the slightly older sister of who ended up being Regal's wife. Regal Bryant, and Persea Combatir. I forgot to mention him entirely last time. These are two very intertwined tragic tales. because Perseia's sister also ended up being subjected to X-Sphere experimentation. And it resulted in her being turned into a monster in the way that Genus's friend did that got him in the way that Lloyd's mother did. This is like a reoccurring issue throughout the game, and there's actually a side quest to try and heal one of the characters that got turned into a monster. Clark, you can do some of this too. You can help out over here. So unfortunately, Regal ended up having to kill his wife and Perseia's sister. And he felt so guilty about it, he turned himself in for murder, and eventually there was like a deal struck with him that, like, would... I don't really remember. It's something about stopping X-Sphere stuff like this, so that won't happen again, but he has to go after the Chosen, who is now joined with the Silveranti invaders. So he becomes our second case of a character who we have to fight before he joins the party. But he's actually like an extremely noble guy. He's the hand-to-hand combat person, but he'll never use his hands again after having used them against his wife. Those were not the kind of hands that you would want to catch. And he's very much, I think he's 33. He's very much like a mature adult figure. A little more so than Rain is in the party. Okay, so maybe this was the wrong way. And that's why that's a damage. So I must go in a circle once more to figure out what I'm doing. It's really interesting how much these dungeons aren't long, but they're puzzling. I have no nothing. I need something. I'm gonna actually, like, use a rune bottle and turn one of these orange gummies into a peach gummy. Gummy? Hell yeah. So the issue with Perseia is that because she's under this X-Sphere experimentation, she actually basically doesn't have a personality in the same way that Colette ends up having to deal with. And once they're able to save her, she has a lot more life in her, but she's still very emotionally stifled. Makes sense. It has been 15 years and you were 12 years old initially. Liber Evonis. Where's the axe? I definitely got the axe recently. Pin-up mag, everyone's favorite. Axe. Strike axe. I see. How many more rune bottles do I have? One more. I better make it count. Lemon gummy. Oh, it's a pineapple gummy. Right, peach is a different... They actually do peach after orange. Interesting. Won't open, huh? I think there's the door at the start is probably what I need, though. So, we're good. Some setup. Now, Phantasia, as she is a super powerful little girl with pink hair and pigtails, uses a giant axe, and she's an example of how swordman and fighter split eventually, because she's more fighter, it's more strength-based attacks, thus can use both axes and swords. Ooh, felt that one. Or pickle stones. I have a lot of pickle stones. Any other important side characters I should describe? Now, I'll start describing the Carlon heroes. I already described Ratatosk, so there you got that one. That's one out of the way. Mythos is... I wonder what age he was supposed to be. He's probably only like 16. He has like semi-short blonde hair, kind of resembling Colette, to be honest. A similar outfit too, until he becomes the Disco King, where he becomes much taller, has much longer hair, and a fucking weird-ass jumpsuit. Am I missing something? Ha! I was missing something. That's his look later. Martel actually has a similar outfit to Rain's orange and black getup. But she has long green hair, much like the Martel we end up seeing. Tabitha also has long green hair, but she looks very different. It's kept in like a braid, and she's very robotic because she's an automaton. And Ewan has blue hair that he keeps in a ponytail and like a cloak type situation. I don't really get much out of these guys' personalities though, because they're just mostly side characters. We don't play their quests to know them. I did mention that the party runs into Mythos and they aren't sure if he is the leader of Crucius type situation, because it's like, this is just a 16-year-old boy. And it does turn out to be Mythos was spying on the party and on the little pieces going around, like what Kratos is doing while he's collecting what Lloyd will need for Origin, and what's going on here? And what Ewan's doing with the Renegades. Now what? Another puzzle that I'm not sure of. Hello. And Mythos was the one who initially did the summon packs, and we know that no one has made summon spirit pacts between him and Sheena because every summon spirit is like, I am one bound to a pact with Mythos, and everyone's like, before they realize that he's one and the same. You mean the Carlon War Hero? Bitch, I don't know, what is this? I feel like I should be able to go over here. It's the weirdest room. Is there an item I should have? Why am I so silly about some of these parts? Tools. That actually makes me wonder if I need a tool or not. Yeah, okay, I guess Clark just, like, if he gets hit once, he just stops casting forever. That's fun. I actually think I will leave this dungeon to check simply so that I can go to an inn and recover all this TP we're using. So I definitely don't see an immediate thing I can do here, unless I have to hit dead on. I did try to do that already, but it was like, what if I didn't? No point in it then. The reason I made pineapple gel, and it is for Clark. I don't think that was the right way. The entire thing is changing when they fall. It's not just... It's... Ifrit. What business do you have with me? I wish to form a pact with you. Haha. I'll admit, you've got a good eye. Very well. Really? That is, if you're able to defeat me in battle. Fun fact, this is just a djinn. Why is this just a, like, transparent djinn? It's supposed to be a frogman. Fiery frogman, that's what he's in the SNES version. I don't know. He's also more of, like... just has more detail in Symphonia. Like, more of like a... Hey, Clark, I'm gonna need you to just spam Undini. Got it? In fact, Arche... Same situation. Just spam Ice Tornado. Strategy. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Focus on healing. And also, give me the last of that juice. I'm just so disappointed in this designed for Ifrit. It's the most boring Ifrit I've ever seen. Damn, that was quick. That was so quick with Indini's power. Karf didn't even fucking level up, he knows. Ugh. Or even rock would melt away, you withstood my flames. Then shall we form a pact? Very well. Present the Garnet Ring. This is the most, like, professional summon spirit so far, though, that's for sure. Sylph was pretty professional, but they were suffering from miasma poisoning. Spirit of Fire, I desire... Fire, I desire. A pact, and ask... Fucking, I need to stop. And ask you, now, submit to me. Upon this ring, we form our pact, Spirit and Master. My name is Clark. You guys want to talk about the Demon Realm now? Or do you want to talk about geography? I think we should talk about geography, actually. I want to get back to Olive Village before I do that, but... it's a spellbook. Eruption. Heck yes. Holy bottle, because I just want to get out of here. Get on out. Do a quick save. We have the 4 greater summon spirits, so we can get the greatest summon spirit. Not really the greatest, but we are heading to Maxwell's lair because that's where we can get Luna's pact ring. We're going to be going right to the Moria mines, so yes. So I actually have a map here of Silverant I want to show you, because it's not very easy to see. But if I throw open the map, there should be at least one place that correlates, the place where we are. You've got like a peninsula and the same general shape. That's where it is to believe where we are. We're in an area was where the House of Salvation sort of was. The port we stopped at is around where Isalia used to be. So the thing about that is that this is not a area that really matches up very easily. I need the better music. We need the music. Come on. It's a party. I'm trying to give us a party. Because when Tetheala, I'm gonna throw Tetheala up here, and Silverant combined, they don't just, like, slap them each other next to each other. They very much wrap around each other. It's very easy to see where Flanor is. We don't actually have a city for it here, but it's the northernmost point. Our starting place where Beldum and the Spirit Forest was, that's on the central continent there. If you can read where it says Tower of Salvation, that is where the rope tree is now. Altessa's house is actually where Gnome's Spirit Cave was. So there's a lot of, like, distinct connections. There's Ymir and Heimdall near the center. Those are the exact same names for the places here. But you see that Meltokyo's continent was very much stretched and moved. There's actually, you can see a bridge that goes from Meltokyo-ish to Sybek. Sybek's like where Morrison's place was, where the mausoleum was, even. That wasn't there after the worlds combined, for sure. But, like, it's not one-to-one. So, like, the part where the Toys Valley Mine and the Moria mines where we're going to, that's the exact same spot for sure. But the continent doesn't just end there. It connects to what seems to be the Asgardian continent of Silveron. And that top map where freaking Cat's Village is, my best guess for that is where Indini's Cave is, because I have to assume that the continent up there is the Palmacosta continent, which gets just ripped apart. Apparently the official game would not agree with me though, but I strive by this very steadfast. To go over where the Chosen's journey went, it started in Asalia, it went south to Triet, so that's around here. It went to Isolde and took a boat to Palmacosta, so that's sort of over here where Hamel was. We don't have Hamel on the map anymore because it's destroyed, but that would mean that Venetia is where the Thoda Geyser little dock was, which there's no island where the Thoda Geyser is. There's a reason for that. It's fun. But that puts it in a similar place. It's also appropriate because Palmacosta gets destroyed 3 times, and Hamel is close to where Palmacosta was. The stuff that's on these places aren't one-to-one, but there's also just not a lot of places in Phantasia for reasons that might be apparent at this point. The 2 clearest connections, though, are the island northeast of Midgard Castle here, is where Balacroft Mausoleum is. That's actually going to be where Dallas's castle is. And the island we're on right now, with Olive Village and Ifrit, that is definitely the Triet Asalia continent. And is there anything else I want to touch on with Phantasia? No, the Flanor area, well, there's a place called Freezekill up there once we finally get there. It's very much the same. So there's a lot of, referential places between the two that correlate. And here's what Dawn of the New World decided to do. Yeah, they put Triet up here on this northern area. And they squished the Palmacosta and Asgard continents into one little area down here. It just kind of completely got rid of Balacroft Mausoleum, because it kind of looks like that island is still up there. It's now connected to Isolde, which doesn't make any sense. And they gave an entire area to the Cat's Village strip. Let me show where that is again. It looks kind of long up here, but it's not that long. It's not that shaped. If they were going to do anything different, I would expect it to be they'd change what we assumed Meltokio would be, because that is stretched as hell. That became shredded, and apparently it became shredded immediately. So why couldn't the Hundija Peak pass between Asgard and Palmacosta also be shredded like it appears to be? You know? I'm actually really upset by this map, and I fully reject it. And I disagree entirely. So if I'm going to refer to places by their Symphonia locations later, know that I'm not going to use the official version. I didn't finish talking about where the Journey of Regeneration went. After going to Palmacosta, they go up through Hundija Peak to Asgard, which is the wind area, so they could get to the Wind Seal. The Tower of Mana is up north. We're going to go to the Tower of 12 Stars eventually, which is where Luna is. The Dawn of the New World place makes them completely separate from each other now, even though they're not in the normal place. They have to go to Lewin, which is in the same area as Midgard, exactly, in this situation. And then turn around to Haima, which lets them get to the Tower of Salvation. There is literally nothing in current Asalia where the Tower of Salvation is, which makes sense, because it was destroyed entirely, the Silverrock one, in the same attack that got rid of Palmacosta the second time. I think what they wanted to do for that is put it in the same place, the Tower of Salvation, in the same place where Odin Tower is, an ancient tower developed by the Odin country. Why would they do that if it's a new tower developed newly? It's just like, I feel like they didn't think it through. Like, the fans very much thought it through. Like, I know I thought about it obsessively before Dawn of the New World came out, and it just didn't happen. In fact, let's go look where Triette should be, even though that's apparently where Hognesia Peak is now. It's actually also very appropriate that the Odin Tower is in the same area where the Linklenut tree is. Well, that wasn't very helpful, Clarth. I need to, like, stop y'all from being able to use these a little. These are long spells, and we are on a fire island still. That's doing no damage. Come on, guys. Come on. I mean, it did damage, I guess, both of them together. What do all these continents and relevance mean before elves even got here? Because the fun part I have learned about, or been reminded about when... Okay, here is the... This is a place. This is an oasis. There's a dog here. This is the same oasis that Triette was around. There's just a dog here. Can I fish? Is JRPG Genie fishing? There's a fishing minigame in Dawn of the New World. This is delightful. I love this place. Where am I? Where am I now? I want to go this way, but I need to go around. There might actually be a port somewhere. There's another. This is close to where the Austin Trail cutoff was, but you can tell, like, I expect there to be a difference in geography and dwell in the wonder world of flavor while you're at it, because it has, a reminder, it's been 4,000 years, and one of the plot points, fruit juice, of Dawn of the New World is that there is a bunch of, like, wild weather patterns going on that's changing the land a little bit, and they need to be brought under control by reawakening Ratatosk. So, like, plus we got hit by a comet later. It's it's not unreasonable to think, especially in a world where there's a summoned spirit of Earth, that there's a little bit of nature being forcefully changed over time geographically with these summoned spirits. Point in question. So if you go by the fan-assumed map of Asalia versus Silverot and Tepeala, actually a lot of the mountain ranges, the big ones, they stay. Some of the smaller ones get destroyed over time. But again, it got hit by a comet. That's not... It's sort of impressive that the amount of this world got to survive the way that it does. Oh, but before nature even existed on this barren-ass rock, 14,000 years ago, hey look, it's Odin Tower. This world was actually infested by demons from the dimension of Niflheim. You may know Niflheim as, like, an actual place in Norse mythology. Bush babies. They make cat noises. I'm delighted. These oases are so good. There's so many oases. Like, how is this hard to believe that this is where Triette was? Like, they did a... There's this one big inconsistency between the weather patterns, is that the Triette area did start to experience snow. Again, reawakening Ratatosk would undo these immediate changes and allow more natural changes to occur. And the Flanor area started to become less frigid and melt. you could argue that they wanted to do that to compare to Valhalla Snowfield up north in this, which should be on the Asgardian continent around where the Asgard branch was. But if that change was going to be permanent, why is Flanora still a place called Freezekill? Because it's so cold. I think it's also called Celsius, which is appropriate. That's where Celsius was. Red Roper, please come over. Also, this place is more verdant over here, even though we're supposed to be in a desert still. So that's also comparable to, we crossed a map. We were going a little too far. We do need to go back to Moria Mines. I just want to see. I'm fascinated. We talk about geography. Anyway, demons. Okay, good. There's ways. There's bridges. Until the Elves of Darris Carlon found this rock. It wasn't called Asalia then. I can guarantee you it wasn't called Asalia until after they reformed. Because it's named after Isalia, where the heroes of Whirlpool Generation are from. But they actually didn't grow a new world tree here. They transplanted Ratatosk's tree, the giant Carlon tree, and emigrated entirely in a mass exodus from Darris Carlon after they've basically banished the demons. And let's see what this guy has to say before I say more. Are you a swordsman? In that case, take the Sogi tax. I'm already finished with it. Hell yeah. Demonic Strike. What is that? Do I have the Strike ability? Oh, I have Concentrate now. Shining Strike. I don't have Shining Strike. I think that's another fighter move. Okay, cold ball. Concentrate. Focus your mind, temporarily boost your accuracy. I might need that right now, actually. Especially for this stuff. I'm a little tired of Thunderclaw. I don't really need to master it any further, so I might... Tiger Fang there. Concentrate there. Demon Blade, they are perfectly mastered, so I'll keep Demonic Kick. Do one of these dealies. That feels nice. Give it a shot. That distracted me. Okay, so we are on the other side. We're actually... Where would we be in Symphonia terms? Because this is the place where the two continents connect. I don't know what's over here. There's something. But I don't think it's actually story important. Because it wasn't on the actual map labeled, I believe. Let's see, we'd be around where like 7 and 26 are. The Southeast Abbey. So yeah, there's just like some docks down here. It's mostly, this is the area near the Toys Valley mine. But this more Silveranti area is where that coast it was. And actually, if we were to go over here, this little area here is where the mountain would be, because it's actually a mountainous settlement. That's where Haima is. Haima's the town of adventurers. It's got some importance, that's for sure. I actually am very curious if there is something where the Tower of Salvation is, just like a small little thing you can go to. But who knows? I'm convinced. Okay, we need to run along across the desert again. I'm not sure if I want to keep talking during this part, so I can just fast forward it on the rod. But no, this would be the perfect time for me to say more about the world as it began. So the elves landed on this planet. They transplanted the giant Carlon tree and brought Ratatosk with them to it. This produced mana to fill up the world. Mana is anathema to demons. They hate it. Which is why they need the miasma to be able to stay in this game. Doesn't bode well for after the tree dies, though. Of course, back then, the giant Carlon tree came with the caveat that life needed mana to survive. And the elves used mana so efficiently that they never questioned this. But they needed Ratatosk as a summoned spirit to manage mana across the world. And he did this with 8 elemental servants called the Centurions. He just did a backflip. Gus was just like, what if I did a fucking backflip? I'd be able to hit things better. That's so funny. These 8 Centurions were Tenebrae of the Darkness, Aqua of the Water, Ignis of Fire, Ventus of Wind, Solum of Earth, Glacius of Ice, and what was the lightning one called? Lumen of Light, and it's the Latin word for thunder, was what the one for lightning was. It's a word I'm not very familiar with, so I don't remember it. But all of them are named after a Latin elemental word in some fashion. Some of them aren't the exact word, like solum means like the actual ground that you stand on and the soil. It's not just like the earth, like the rocks where you could go in a cave, that's still earth. That'd be Terra. Sing me a song, you're the captain. And so humans became a thing on this world over the following, let's see, it was 1,000 years before Symphonia. 6,000 years. And developed technology so brutal that it led to the mana cannon. Would be a great weapon against demons, actually, a mana cannon. But you use it too many times and it kills your world tree, and the world starts to die. So you need a hero to come and use the Summon Spirit of Time and Space's power to split your 2 worlds into 2 and have them vie for mana over a seed that they managed to salvage. I'm starting to think there were 2 seeds because of some details I couldn't find actually in Dawn of the New World, but are referenced in it if you do the right side quests, apparently. So when that happens, Ratatosk and his Centurions actually all go into standby because the Summon Spirits are doing the bulk of the work. And their cores become inaccessible. At some point, actually, before all of this, Ratatosk created the Gnungagat. Or maybe he didn't even create it, but he became guardian of the Gnungagat. Why is everybody sleepy? What's going on here? Arth, do something. Sid. listen. I'm gonna come over here. Thanks for doing something, Archie. There's just one vampire bat left. I'm going to make Clarth self it. Anyway, the Gnoom Gagap became a thing. It became where Ratatosk guarded the gates to Niflheim. And protected the, protect the world from demons trying to break in. Because ever since they were banished back to Niflheim, they've been desperate to come back to this planet and take over. In fact, the elves sealed a bunch of demon lords in a book, and eventually needed an X-Sphere to make sure it stayed sealed. And that's the first peek that the Symphonia party gets into Niflheim, because they go into that book and light it with the Soulfire Stone enough times that it destroys the book and the demons within. So, like, demons in small part continued to exist within the world, but they could never flourish because of the mana. Unless a world would be on decline for long enough for them to actually... Is that so? Alright. No Undini. You can use Ifrit, though. Alright, you do that, Clarth, I guess. Anything I wanted to specify that I forgot between... I just want to talk about the giant tree they tried to force germinate. No, because that does also involve a mana cannon. And this mana cannon was in Silverot, not Phantasia. One of the... I don't think how this actually went. So I think they used the mana cannon to force germinate the Great Seed, and it became a wild, grotesque... a wild and grotesque overgrown thing that started destroying the land and strangling it. Especially because it was only in one of the two worlds, not both. The world couldn't support it. And they actually, after killing Rodile, had to go back and... Am I thinking of? I might be thinking of this completely wrong. So if you want to know what really happened, you can play the game. But Sheena uses the mana of the opposing summon spirits, the Tethayalan ones, to negate the growth of this Karlan seed and return the seed back to its pre-germinated state. I don't question it because it's magic in the first place. Even if your magic is a science. Passage to the next floor is just above the entrance to this one. Well, that doesn't look good. Beef. Another thing is... the issue when they first tried to go confront Mythos and... What did you just take from me? Hey, Clark. Or Arch, perhaps. Hello. After Martel rejected this scenario via Colette's body, and everyone had to escape, and Mythos decided, I will go to Darius Carlon. Oh, that's something I meant to say that I didn't yet. Because yes, after... the thing is, Darius Carlon was without a tree after they transplanted the giant Carlon tree. But it was just like this mass of mana that continued on through space. Eventually, its orbit came back towards Phantasia enough that they could utilize it once they split the two worlds. But I guess, like, it became so mana-rich because the elves never abused that power that it was able to just go off on its own. Did I just get here? Did I do this yet? I don't think I did. It's no good, it won't budge. Well, good thing I don't need it to budge. Off. We're gonna get floating shoes again? Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. Archie, you. So when Mythos, why are you asleep? When Mythos decided he was going to start a new world for him and his sister, who was not in the seed anymore, he did take the great seed with him to Darius Carlon, so we had to go and get it back so we could plant it. The reason I believe there is two, is because there's another tree that gets planted on Darius Carlon, alongside this one, alongside Martel's tree. Did I mention that Mythos and Martel's last name was Yggdrasil? That's kind of important. I don't have to say why that's important. We know that because of this game. Anyway, the immediate repercussions of rejoining the world. Jesus Christ, that is focus fire. One, Ratatosk's, the Gnungagap became accessible again. So, Ratatosk's core could be found. The way to get to it is through something called the Otherworldly Gate, and before, it's somewhere in Tethayala, and before it, before the worlds were rejoined, it could actually be used as a transport to get back to Silveron. Genus and Rain are actually originally from Tethayala, and this is how they got to Silveron. Boom. Thunder boom! But now that the worlds weren't, two dimensions for that to work like that, it was a pathway to the Gnungagap away again, and the Centurion cores became accessible again, but they needed to be woken up. Lloyd named the tree Yggdrasil. So he's the name bearer, and he's protected by Martel's graces as a result. Zelos immediately proposes to the King of Tepeala that they need to start doing work to collect and destroy all X-Spheres because of how unethical they are. Actually, I'm starting to wonder, because of that Elven tome that sealed the Demon Lords, if there was a more ethical way to make X-Spheres that was just sort of lost to time. If you had, like, a mass amount of mana at hand. On. Found it. Oh, I actually didn't, Alvanista is on an island where Altamira is. Altamira is like the second biggest place in Tepeala, and it was the home of Regal's company, the Lazareno company. They're like the lead in the tech industry. I don't know, that's just something I thought I should point out as being interesting. The Moria mines were shut down because that was originally a place to excavate, well, the Toys Valley mine, to excavate X-Spheres. We know that at that point in time, like, Dirk and Altessa are examples of dwarves that are on the surface, and they mostly lived underground. So I think eventually the dwarves did reclaim that. That's not quite something that happened yet, but... Please die. Probably the most important part for this upcoming bit of plot is that two researchers from Cybec, a human named Aster and a half-elf named Richter, were studying Ratatosk and determined that they need to awaken him because of the out-of-control weather patterns that are beginning to happen immediately. Ma'am and or sir, what are you doing? So after a lot of research, very shortly, they've been doing this research for a while. After the worlds are reconnected, they go seek the Ganungagap to ask Ratatosk for his favor in managing the mana with his Centurions again, as he did back in the day. At this point, Aster was only 16. And Richter was 18. When they arrived at the Ganungagap and asked Ratatosk this, Ratatosk declared, "This is also a good idea, and while I'm at it, I'm going to destroy all of the humans, because you destroyed my tree." And right then and there, he just kills Aster. Like, one hit, ragdolls. He's done. Watching his boyfriend die in front of him, this infuriates Richter, and he attacks Ratatosk, doing enough damage to turn him back into his core form. And I believe he takes it from there. These two, they found this place, actually, with the help of one of the Centurions. Aqua. She was awake and witnessed this, and as a result of witnessing this, she refused to serve Ratatosk any longer, and dedicated herself to Richter instead. So... that didn't work out that great. Over time, as Tethealans began to look down on Silveranti, one brute Luali formed the Vanguard to try and unify a force against Tetheala and the Church of Martel, which was most strong in Tetheala, so they started being a place of religious, what's the word I'm looking for? Not bigotry, religious discrimination against the Silveranti. And it made the Silveranti, and this is gross that they put it this way, feel like they were being treated like half-elves and that they didn't deserve it. So there's still that problem. Good job, Mythos, you fucking fixed it. Richter joins the Vanguard, and he tells Brute of the... Ugh, I know there's a secret passage around here, but I can't find it. Ah. Wait, why is this Torchula 1 not burning? Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Does it have to be pixel perfect? Anyway, I think he brings even the core of Ratatosk to him, but what the Centurion he gives Brute is of Solum. Now, I don't know if it has something to do with Aqua's willful rejection of Ratatosk, but if you are handling a Centurion's core if you're just a normal person, you don't have the blessing of a tree spirit, such as Martel or Ratatosk himself, you will start to become violent and aggressive and do wild things. The aspirations of the Vanguard escalated from wanting to be treated as equals to the Tethealans to wanting to dominate them and revive the Silveranti dynasty that reigned supreme 800 years prior. And similar to what was about to happen in Symphonia with Crucius then, with Tetheala developing Magi technology, Crucius stepped in and destroyed the Silveranti dynasty. That's how bad that was. This is just sort of like a lofty idea, it seems. We can do this. I can't do this. Is this just not it? What else would it be? Ah. Fuck. So we're about a year and a half past the worlds merging again at this point, and Solum wants to weed out dissonance in the Vanguard. So he develops a plan that so many things happen on this night. Remember, Palmacosta got destroyed. Faced the threat of the Zions and took damage from that. Got destroyed by a tree that went wild. They now have another tragedy on their hands that becomes known as the Blood Purge, where, using Solum's power, one of Brute's elites named Decus transforms into Lloyd Irving's form, and basically has him declare Palmacosta traitors. Oh, it's a lever! Wow. Fucking... traitors to Silverant. Under the orders of the Church of Martel, and goes to... There's so many things happening in this mine. This is cool. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. Classic. Will that get me there? Is that HP that's being... Archie, take care of this. So, Dekus disguises himself as Lloyd. And... starts to massacre Pamacasta under the name of the Church of Martel. Brut's daughter, Marta, completely disagreeing with everything that he has become, takes Ratatosk's core and flees, and is in Pamacasta while this is happening, being chased down by the Vanguard. She manages to awaken Ratatosk, who is not strong enough and needs time to recover. And he's also taking the form of Aster, the last human he killed. But he puts a crest on Marta's head to have people believe that's where the core of Ratatosk is stored, while it's being awakened. Ah, I remember what happened with the core. Tenebrae shows up after Richter attacks Ratatosk and returns him to his core state. Yeah, Final Phantasia. What was I saying? Tenebrae shows up after Ratatosk returns to core form, calls Aqua a betrayer, and leaves with it. Did it ruin... Maybe that's not where that needs to be. Did I win? I think I won. Oh, something did happen. I won. Oh no, this is Tales of Phantasia, the second release of the first game in the Tales of series. It's better than Final Fantasy, arguably. Depends who you ask. If you're asking me, that's what I'm gonna say. And I'm spoiling Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World, which is a sequel to Tales of Symphonia, which is a prequel to this. But it came out 20 years ago, and it's the game that got everybody into this series, if they're into it, so... It's history, baby! We're currently at 4,200 years exactly before this, because it is the year 4,202 on the Asalian calendar currently in this game. We're 2 years after the calendar begins. Now what was I saying? The Blood Purge, right. So, Ratatosk recovered, taking the form of Aster, who he had previously killed, Richter's boyfriend. We need more orange gels here. Help Archie out. Turns out Marta thinks that Ratatosk is the one who saved her, just seeing this guy. But it turns out when she passed out because the crest was put on her head, Lloyd was there. The real Lloyd, not the fake Lloyd Dekus is disguised as. And he knocks out this Vanguard unit, like, what the hell did you do to Pamacasta? Like, he's furious about this. Which you would expect from Lloyd. He doesn't approve of this bullshit. So, this starts several things into motion. Did I actually save there? I don't think I did. I'm going to. Ratatosk goes and finds the Castagne family, who have been attacked by Dexloid. And he basically, Ratatosk does not remember anything currently, and he needs some sort of personality to recover under. That sounds weird, but it makes sense in the context. Do it, Arche. Eruption. So he finds this couple dying on the ground, and the mother mistakes him for her son, Emil. And he believes it, and is terribly sad that his parents died at the hands of Lloyd Irving. Which is not at all what happened, but it's what he'll go with. So he goes to Lewin to live with his aunt and his now aunt and uncle, who the real Emil had never met. The real Emil is probably dead. I actually wonder if there's like some amount of his soul being absorbed into Ratatosk for this personality that he makes up, but Ratatosk takes the form of a very anxious and shy 16-year-old boy. What Lloyd does after this attack, becoming aware of the Centurion cores, he seeks counsel with Ewan and Martel about this, the actual summon spirit Martel, not the previous sister to Mythos Martel. And he is sent on a very... what's the word when it's super secretive? Like FBI levels of secretive? A very covert operation to collect the Centurion's cores. So covert that he cannot tell any of his friends, because if their plans get out at all, and as a result his friends can go insane by trying to handle these Centurion cores, because Lloyd is going to be protected by Martel's blessing for it, they might say the tree's name unintentionally, and this will give Ratatosk power over her to come and take over. I guess that's what they're worried about, because Ratatosk manages mana throughout the world via monsters, so he has a very large network. Except he thinks he's a boy right now. So it's not working out there. Emil encounters Richter again, because he is searching for Marta to kill her and take Ratatosk's core from her. Emil Ratatosk, we're gonna call him Emil when he's not acting like that, finds Marta and decides he wants to protect her. Tenebrae is with her, and I know for sure that Tenebrae knows this entire time that Emil is Ratatosk, but he doesn't say anything. He wants Ratatosk to recover his power without issue. That is his main goal. Now I have to think, what of the following plot is truly relevant to the global history of this? So here's the thing about Emil, is he thinks that Lloyd killed his parents. And Lloyd is looking for the Centurion cores, which he now is going to go around with Marta to collect and awaken, so that they can reawaken Ratatosk and save the world from these natural disasters that are occurring. And also, monsters running rampant, because the Centurions are supposed to control them so that they can manage mana. He runs into them when they get to Lumen's core. This is the real Lloyd that they run into. But, the Vanguard is also looking for these cores because they want to use them to power up, it's back baby, the mannequin, and use it on Meltopia to assert power and dominance over the Tepe Islands. That's not what I need. Oh no, we're out. Oh, we'll just use that. So, what that means is that Dex has a... Decus. It's spelled Decus, but it's pronounced Dex for some reason. Has this ample opportunity to follow Lloyd and disguise himself as it and attack places in the name of the Church of Martel to give him a bad name. Which confuses not only Emil and Marta about what the nature of this person is, but the Heroes of Regeneration they keep running into as they look for these. They find they find Colette while looking for Ventus. She helps them out. They run into Genus and Rain while looking for Ignis. Rain is very upset about the tree at Ruins being now even more ruined because they took damage during the tree attack. Please just... I don't want to use up any more TP than I have to. Can you just... die? Sir? Clark, do you just not have enough for anything right now? I turned off Indini. But Indini's bad. It's done. They find Regal, who has been arrested again, but for being blamed for a light frog fire. Did you see the button in the room over there? Going deeper in the mine, you'll need a way to push it. Well, this one. There's a switch way over there, but we can't possibly reach it from here. Don't we have anything we can use? You say anything, but you've got to have something. Hey, don't just start going through my stuff like that. Wow! Look, I didn't need this cutscene to know I need to shoot up the Sorcerer's Ring. That's dangerous. That's right, we can use that. Yes, if we use that, it just might do the trick. I see. Let's give it a try right away. I was trying to use this to light a torch earlier, and it didn't work because it wasn't a torch. Where was I trying to go? I don't know where the button is that Last was talking about. So that encounter with Regal shows that there is an issue with Lloyd having Lumen, and they need to awaken it. Because if they awaken these cores, then any of the adverse side effects that happen to the people that handle them, and all of the monsters running rampant, that'll all be undone. The Centurions will be up and at them. They do this for all of these. They also run into... Is she important? There's a character named Alice who is another one of the Vanguard's top, and Dex has pledged his life to her. They both were orphans at the Haima orphanage that got destroyed. Yeah, it got destroyed because of a monster attack, is what they say. Hey, plant. But it was actually a scenario where the kids were about to kill Decus, because I actually don't know why. It's really brutal. And Alice summoned demons from the Necronomicon to save him, which they have evidence of because the demons left bones behind. this pact allowed her to control monsters, but Genis actually burns the Necronomicon after dealing with Abyshin and his devil arms that cause him to be possessed by the demon lord Neblin. That's a whole side quest. And after that happens, she loses her ability to control monsters. So she has to use technology too instead. So she and Decus are like playing in their side the whole time. Their ultimate goal ends up to stop Vanguard, because they take over Altamira, and Brute is going mad with power, having Solemn's core. And so is, Decus, actually, after a while. They run into all of the previous party members doing this, though. Oh, I saw the steps I need to go down. They weren't there before. My power's been drained again. So, I don't know. The thing is, like, the way I've portrayed this is backwards to how you learn it. The game picks up during the Blood Purge with Emil with Ratatosk emerging in Astra's form and having no current memories, and coming to believe he's Emil. And then from there, you just follow Emil from Lewin onward, and you have to learn all of this backtrack. So it's very much like it sounds like, oh, I just like completely spoiled the game before the game even started. But the thing about this game, Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World, it's actually just the weirdest love story I've ever played. That's the main part about it. If you want to know what that means, you can play it yourself. It's not the best game, though. I've already complained greatly about the map they choose to use. That's spikes. I don't like spikes. I haven't been cooking this whole time. I'm dumb. I'll do some fruit juice. Who wants to make fruit juice? Wait, Archie's really bad at this. You just ate your totally stuff. I messed up. This place is dark. And you don't learn Lloyd's deal forever. You actually, for the longest time, can't tell the difference between Lloyd and Dex, because whenever you encounter Lloyd, he can't say anything. So he can't explain himself. Even to Genis and Rain when they are with you at Ignis's core. And you have to learn the history about Aster and Richter, eventually. You have to figure out what Emil's entire deal is, because he seems to, while being a knight of Ratatosk, get possessed by Ratatosk whenever he's in battle, which causes a huge personality shift. But it turns out these are just two parts of Ratatosk's personality. The one that can empathize with humanity, and the one that wants revenge. And everybody gathers at Altamira to stop Brute from doing what he's doing, because it's really bad. I don't want to walk on these spikes. Marta is particularly invested in this, because this is her dad, and she wants him to fucking stop. But they also need Solemn's core from him. That's like the whole thing. The reveal you get after this is that it is Richter who militarized the Vanguard to be able to do what it's been doing. It wasn't actually Brute who did it. after being possessed by Solemn's core. And the next thing Richter's about to do, now that the Vanguard has submitted, he's gonna go to the Ganungagap and open it, making a pact with the demons to kill Ratatosk and get his revenge for Aster. And like, you spend half of this game interacting with Richter and running into him, and he has empathy for Emil, who is clearly not Aster, because it looks like Aster, and he still loves Aster. A side note, them being boyfriends is not like a canonically established thing, but also Edgeworth having feelings for Phoenix isn't canonically established. There's no heterosexual explanation for any of this. That's the kind of deal we're working with, you know? You get me? So I will just... That's a trap, I'm not walking on it. Okay. We got 3 people turned to stone. Or, they're just statues. They're probably people turned to stone. Given everything I know about this. Garth, what can you do for me? You can Undine. He's so cool. Did we get any items from these battles that I could use? No. We're flying by the seat of our pants. I could fully restore TP. It might be worthwhile, but I think if I'm going to give that to anyone, it will be Arche. What you got, Arche? I'll take it. So at this point, Lloyd is able to take everybody to the Yggdrasil tree and explain everything. Even though Ratatosk is there, and he's willing to do this because he believes in Emil, he believes in Ratatosk, that he will not choose to destroy humanity anymore after what he's been through. And to actually help prove this, they go visit Various. I mentioned before, Kern's evolved form, the Summon Spirit of Heart. And Emil is struggling with his aggressive side, and actually ends up sealing away that personality of Ratatosk. Which he feels absolutely awful for. It's basically killing him, he feels. So he plans on sacrificing himself in the upcoming battle, so that he can just become a core and insert it into the Demon's Gate in the Ganungagap. And live out his life that way, guarding the world from Niflheim. This doesn't work out quite as he intended, because everyone sees through his guise, and also Richter never planned on actually opening the gate in the first place. He just wanted, 1, them to revive Aster, 2, Ratatosk to be dead. So he was going to use his own body and mana to close off the gate. After a whole bunch of shenanigans, that leads to all the Centurion cores being gathered, it leads to Ratatosk not being turned into a core again. That is actually a bad end you can achieve. Because if you actually don't lose the final battle where Emil turns on the party to try and get them to turn him into a core, you end up harming Marta so badly that Emil can't forgive himself and commits seppuku, becoming a core again. So you get that bad end that Emil planned for. You don't get the bad end, though. You make a truce with Richter. And the goal that they develop is Ratatosk will use Richter's life force to seal away the gate, which cannot simply be sealed with the Centurion's power as it is now, because it has become too vulnerable after everything that has happened. This is possible due to using a Crucius Crystal to stop his aging. Looks like the torch has been extinguished. This torch is different from the switch on the upper floors. Hey, it worked! I don't know why that one's there. Oh. What was that? Why was that? Was it temporary? I guess I just went the wrong way. Treasure lies on the path less traveled. Interesting. This might be just the extra place. Oh my goodness. There's so many battles, I have no TP. I might actually leave and go to fucking Alvinista to Hidden Inn. Because I need more orange gummies too. Anyway, I got completely interrupted when I was saying the compromise they came up with. Using Richter's life force to seal the Gunungap, Ratatosk will rewrite the laws of the world and take the mana from all life forms around the world and put that into the gate to permanently seal it. To make this possible, he will make it so that, can I have some of your juice? Man, you have so much juice. No, I want more of that. It'll make it so that living things on this planet do not need mana to live. This will become a specific nature of the creatures that live on this. And once that is finished, Richter will be free. And so will Ratatosk. But it's not all sad. I told you this was the weirdest love story ever. They find a way to let Emil live a human life in the meantime before he needs to come back to his duties as Ratatosk. Thanks to the Centurion's help. So, the big things that come out of that are X-Spheres are being removed from the picture entirely. The original law of the world where mana brought life into this world and removing mana will remove life from this world is undone for this planet and this new tree, with Martell as the spirit. Ooh. And the world now has the knowledge to not do Magi technology in a way that will destroy the world by destroying the tree. They will let the tree flourish for now, and the world will flourish. And it gets to that point where I said, at least after that 1,000 years is up, at some point between here and now, this game and that game, they get to that point where they flourish technologically, but they have not destroyed the world tree, and you have the three nations of Fenrir, Odin, and Thor. Then they get hit by a comet, Comet Sasamir, which is good, partially good because Fenrir and Odin were about to go to war. I actually love the reference of that, and Thor takes the hit from the comet so that everyone else can survive. But they lose all of their records of why Magi technology is bad, because they are sent basically back to the Middle Ages, effectively. Parth, can you fucking do something? I guess not. Oh boy, this is so hard to manage sometimes. Get out of here, you. Oh my goodness. Now we're talking. But there is extra bit of history here because, as Darius Karlon left, Kratos left with it to oversee it, and the people who were left on it. And they planted a new summon tree there that was also derived from Ratatosk's great giant Karlon tree. In the world of Asalia, they have Martel in Yggdrasil, but in the new giant Karlon tree on Darius Karlon, they have a summon spirit known as Norn. Oof. I'm surprised I got this far. That's just an important tidbit I need to know, but Kratos left with Darius Karlon, and it became its own verdant planet eventually, once again, with the tree. That sucks. I'm leaving. I'm actually going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to go to an inn. Something I didn't mention is the main gimmick of Symphonia 2 is... Oops. Is that you actually... It's a monster collection game as well. It is not just the weirdest love story ever, it is a monster collection game. So there is at some point you can have 14 units in your party between Symphonia's entire party and Marta and Emil, and then 4 extra monsters. Which actually, the monsters were more useful than the Symphonia party after a bit. Man, are we gonna get Maxwell? At Maxwell House? This sends me right back up, right? Yes. Shortcut. Okay. Alvinista should be the closest place. It's all the way over here. I think the next part of the history I have to get into is it is history for this game, but it takes place on Darius Karlon. And again, I am kind of surprised that even with the going over the characters like I did, and roasting Ifrit for having a boring design, and then going over the story of Dawn of the New World, which I realize, like, is mostly just backstory, and then the stuff happens between the characters, which is, like, if you want to experience that, you should probably play it yourself. Because I will reiterate, as much as I've spoiled Symphonia and the sequel game for it, I, like, want to replay it right now just talking about it like this, because it is all about those characters. Fun fact, that island up there, if I'm correct, let me double check. Where we at? Yeah. That little island up there is where the otherworldly gate was. I don't know if it's still there in this. There is Ifrit's treasure there, though. Ifrit is a reoccurring pirate in this series. And I think that's all you really need to know, but, like, he keeps getting referenced, and he has his treasure that you can collect in this as well. I think he was actually a character that you run into in Symphonia, though. So it might be the same Ifrit. Let's go to sleep. That's the grocery store. Oh, right. I need more items. Girl, you got an apple in your mouth. I'm fucking liquid. I can get as many orange gummies as I want. In fact, I can get too many and use a room bottle. Some more mixed gummies. Some more life bottles. Fucking stock up, baby. Now we're using it. I will do exactly that. And miracle gel. A couple miracle gels. Some pineapple gels. I'm calling them gels because that's what they're actually called in English translations instead of gummies. I could have used this. Smart. I'm gonna turn one of these. That. I got blue talisman. Did I accidentally make a elixir? I don't know what the rune gummy turned into a pineapple. Gel gummy. Oh well. I can use the savory. I could use the rune bottle on a savory. No, I can't. I can. Okay, cool. And now it's a red savory, so now we can increase PP by way more. I use it like a monster when I'm quest, so we'll do that. See if anyone needs anything down here. I didn't talk to everybody. The only way you can enter the Moria mine is from a permit from the kingdom. Yeah, okay, I did that. This old hat. King was like, hey, I like your swag, and gave me one. We're here. Okay. The good part about having Symphonia and Dawn of the New World, and that geography lesson out of the way, is that I can just reference things in passing now, and they will have context. Oh, that's the thing I never found. I never found the book that, tells about Silverant and Tetheala being the moons. I know there's also some other history about the Valhalla War in there too. The one between Odin and Fenrir. Well, no, Valhalla War is what this one we're trying to prevent is called against Daus. That was the Ragnarok War back then, which is very appropriate, considering Thor got killed by a comet, and I love the references. Okay, we don't need to go over there. It's very cool. Fenrir is supposed to kill Odin, but they both got killed by Ragnarok. It's great. It's not so great because the tree is not in a great state now, and nobody knows to be like that. Use nice tornado over here, girl. No, literally. Not you. Ark. I didn't scrutinize the names that the Game Boy Advance translation of this gives very much. The one that I get Cress and Kless. I actually don't care about that one. It just kind of feels like I'm making fun of Japanese if I do Cress instead of Kless, even though that's actually a real word. Clarth being Claus is an issue though, because that's not the same katakana at all, even close. This man is supposed to be named Clarth, he's not Sando. Bitch ain't Sando. You don't have a lot of examples of that throughout the series because we usually don't get them, if that's an issue. You know how it is with downloading ROMs. They be gigabytes. There are 2 Tales games for the 3DS, for the DS. I don't think there were any for the 3DS, actually. There are 2 for the DS, though. That's Innocence and Hearts. I plan on playing Innocence on stream eventually, because it got a translation patch. I think we got Hearts as, the PS Vita re-release, and the translation things they did in that were dumb. Oh yeah, they ported Tales of the Abyss, my literal favorite in the series. How could I forget? We were talking about Celia during this game, but like I'll talk about whatever Tales game during Arise. Undine. Yeah. It is fascinating to me though. I know that anytime Kless is in an English, anytime any of these characters are in an English thing, you get Cress and Claus. You don't get Kless and Clarth, as they were originally. Like, their original's not always better, because I definitely agree with calling Rain that instead of Refill. I definitely agree with Luca instead of Ruka. I definitely agree with Xing being X-I-N-G, like the Chinese word for star, not S-H-I-N-G. And I definitely don't agree with Xing being core, like he is in English. I'm using Duck Station, if you need a suggestion for that. Did I give that suggestion before? Jing is a very cool name, though. Hearts has a theme of, like, gemstones, and his name is Jing Meteorite, so he's Star Meteorite. The other characters you have are, it's kind of weird. You have Hisui, which is Japanese for Jade. We have a Jade in Abyss, so you can't really use both of those names. I think they did just make him Hisui in the English translation, instead of like Jadeite, which is another form of Jade. Where am I going? Right, that was the treasure. You have Kohaku, which is Amber. Again, they didn't like call her Amber, she's just Kohaku. But then you have Beryl and Kunzite. Like, they're just the English versions of the word. You also have Poseidone, who is a villain, but she's temporarily a protagonist before she becomes an airship. I don't know the Story of Hearts at all. I haven't played it. I might actually play it on stream, but in raw Japanese, because there's no translation patch for it. And if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna need like a translation up next to me. I'm into the way that she says everything, honestly. Plus, this is the only one out here that has like actual Japanese terms for his things that need to be translated. Akisazame instead of Sandstorm. Is that how it is? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I mean, it wouldn't tell me. I don't have it on Japanese, so it's not going to tell me what that is. That's mastered, that's mastered. All are mastered, huh? So I can use Demonic Storm. I wonder what that's like. Demonic Fangs. Interesting. Okay, I will do Demonic Fangs instead. I have Rising Phoenix. Alright, get out of here, Concentration. I do not need you anymore. Get your ass. The Thunderclaw back. And we'll try out Demonic Storm. Let's mix it up. Let's see what these are all about. Let's use as much TP as possible, I guess. It's fine. I still need to figure out where I'm going on this floor. Aha! I wonder if I need these guys. I went down another floor, but it didn't really seem to go anywhere. Check out Rising Phoenix. After she Thunderblades that guy. Okay. Didn't get to see it that much. It's very good. Ooh, that's 3 slashes. That's a good hit. Alright, this has become a clusterfuck right here. The things are dying, that's for sure. Majin Kohazan, I like it. That is like no damage. Only use those as an area effect, Arch, come on. Self? Alright, sure. We wasted like all of our TP. That's okay, we have items. Lemon gummy. Totally worth it. I think where did this take me? Oh fuck, I didn't want to actually do that. Alright. Let's just bust through it. This really is feeling like a dungeon crawler at this point. I am out of TP. Mint, help me out. Where are my pineapples? Why are y'all stuck over here? Alright, this thing's gonna explode. What was Emil's fighting style like? It was mostly a swordsman thing. Since Dawn of the New World was on the Wii, you had the ability to do additional arts if you shook the Wiimote a certain way, so you actually had the ability to use like 16 different arts. It was insane. Using the C stick, I believe, Symphonia increased it to 6 arts at a time that you can have equipped. Most games after that did 8. This has to be like the way forward. There's a save point here. Oh, I see what happened. That's new. Was I sent to 2 different places? I want fruit, and you cannot use Thunderblade currently, so I want you to fix that. Sure, I'll take it. I wish that the actual eruption part was what did the damage. That's how it works in Symphonia. The arts do work a little differently. As do the summon spirit attacks. Mostly what the summon spirits do when Sheena summons them is they'll appear and cast a spell. Probably one that Genis can learn, actually, but there's, like, a lot more to it. Like, Undine will do 3 spreads, so it gets the whole field. I think Celsius actually does, like, a hand-to-hand combo, because she's, like... She's actually playable in certain, Tales games as a monk type. Got incense. Do I just have to, like, keep going in a loop here until it works? Or what? Yeah, okay, I guess it's a multiple treasure pattern I need to do. Hopefully this unlocks something. I'm gonna give Maxwell a strong talking to for these puzzles. Actually, maybe I should be blaming the dwarves. Because this cave is nothing like it was back when it was the Poison Valley Mine. It had, like, technology and a security system. And this is just, like, puzzles. It feels very dwarven, actually. It makes me wonder what happened to the floating land that Maxwell used to reside on. There are some land masses that just, like, don't exist anymore. This is probably going to be overkill here. No, it was normal kill. Sylph? Okay, good. Probably warrants a Sylph. Archie, no. I can't cancel. That's fine. I'm not sure what the elemental strengths are in this at this point. Mystic Broom. Am I getting equipment and not realizing it? Hey, I never checked what the Strike Axe does. That's a lot of slashing. I don't know, I like the balance of the slash and stab more, but that's some good accuracy. Hey, we're finally making progress. What is this? Oh, that worked. I guess I have to light them. Maybe. Maybe there's a sign that tells me what to do so I don't fuck it up. Use some gummy. Oh, I'm a little stuck now. Right. Now I want you to do something. What you got for me, Arch? Trusting you. Classic. Alright, I just have to figure it out for myself, I guess. I'm going to assume every candle is correct. Sounds like it. When you walk into a room and you get swept away into battle particles... Give yourself a treat. I should also note that in later Tales games, casting spells like this is not that cinematic. It doesn't freeze everything and lets them happen. It instead, for Symphonia specifically, it zooms in on the character casting it for a moment, for like a bit of a freeze frame, and then it lets it go fluid with the rest of the battle situation. This is so many. This is so many. I'm tired of fighting 6 things at a time. there was something I wanted to cap off me rejecting Dawn of the New World's map structure with, and I think I started to talk about it. Tales games are separated into mothership and escort titles. That's what they call them. It's main and side games. And I still have my pickaxe and rope. And of course Phantasia, Symphonia, these are examples of mothership titles. Which means what happens in them is... that's like guaranteed the canon. Well, Dawn of the New World? Narikiri Dungeon, Summoner's Lineage. Those are two Phantasia sequels. That's escort, baby. They can't contradict. Even if they bring that juicy lore, they contradict what the other two establish. There's a little, like, back and forth on certain games, whether they're mothership or escort. I think actually there's been some back and forth on if Dawn of the New World is or not. And I'm gonna reject that, just like I reject that Tales of the Tempest is being treated like a mothership title instead of an escort. That's the first DS game that came out. It's garbage. It's not really garbage, but it's like extremely lackluster in terms of quality when it comes to what you expect from a mothership title, especially next to the following two that came out for the DS, Innocence and Hearts. I guess I died. Did it just, like, did that actually, like, kill me for good? Like, that could happen. But why? This is weird. Is that a fucking rock shark? Cast tornado on it. Barf, what are you gonna do? You're gonna cast Undini. Do it now. Oh, fuck off. Fucking came out of its stun immediately. And then used its foot on me. Nobody likes your feet. Y'all wanna help out, maybe? Oh, whatever. Oh, I got an orange gummy from that. I wonder if I got any more rune bottles from stuff. I definitely use more pineapple. I did. At some point. Very good. Oh, wow. My HP got high. Guess we're really leveling down here. So, like, if I don't do that, what do I do? There's a switch here. Press it? Yes. No. It's just a switch. You don't light it. Hey! That's fun. This flying mechanic is so weird. I don't think it's in any other Tales game. It's not that I don't like it, it's just like, why did they not put it in anything else? Ah. It's like a basilisk, I guess. Oh well. Mint, this is your thing, Mint. You have antidote, but I don't think you have... You're not even using, like, acid rain. Alright, first... Heal plus. Phantasia. Next... Acid rain, so this all goes faster. Finally, I'm actually gonna plus a liqueur bottle so that it doesn't turn to stone again. I'm out of juice. Oh, pineapple this time, since I just got one of those fresh. Please stop. This thing is so freaking bad. No, don't go over there. Archie, if you'd like to join the class. I'm going to suggest Thunderblade. That's what I'm talking about. Those on Clarth, we can start doing some damage. I obtained incense. What is incense? That's the second one I found. Made from carefully selected woods and plants to create a blend of unique aroma. Might be a important item for the dungeon. Of course. I'm going to suggest Undine for this. Undine! Oh, that's a lot of fire, baby. Lloyd has an ability called Rising Falcon, which is a non-elemental version of Rising Phoenix. But you can turn it into Rising Phoenix if you give him the, I believe it's the Garnet. I want you to stop using Glaive, Sir Mamington. Also, don't use Stone Blast. Nope. I feel like Self is the right call here. Oh boy. It is interesting that we run into encounters while flying around like that. Boy, this is a long dungeon. I mean, this is like the midway dungeon of the entire game, I think. Where would I say we are if we were on chapters? The first chapter would have been the present era, until we got to the part where Douse is released. The first chapter is sort of where I left it off. It is after you get Archie. Second chapter, that is. Third chapter... The second chapter might actually end after, saving Prince Liard. That's man, I need something to happen and people to stop fucking taking damage. Literally anything at this point. Give me a pineapple. She learned Nurse! Nurse is funny because the way that it isn't broken is that it's not the strongest healing in these early games. But it is like an example of every party member is guaranteed healing with it. So in later Tales games, they actually make it like the strongest one because it's so guaranteed. I don't know if I like that, thinking. I think in this and in Symphonia, the strongest healing you get is Revitalize, which is like it's a very, very large area of effect. It's probably guaranteed here with the way the party is structured, less so on a 3D plane. There's a smaller version of it called Healing Circle. Okay, but what was that other way that I didn't go? Alright, I'm using a holy bottle because I am running into so many things. My last holy bottle. I need to explore. What is this way? Treasure! Another room bottle. Very good. Another apple gummy. Very good. Might as well use a room bottle on an orange gel. And on a mixed gummy kit. I'm gonna start using mixed gummies and miracle gummies to get the juices flowing. This battle shouldn't take too long, it's just two of these guys. I'm free. Noticing something. I want to test it out right away. That's about the same. Maybe slightly less. Maybe I should keep the base art, though. So that's locked. Droplets come down on those. I don't know what that means. I don't like those. These are the worst spiders I've ever seen. I'm going to suggest that Garth give himself some juice. In fact, he can do mixed juice. And after he's done that... That was Arche! Alright. I did Arche by accident. Garth is next. Undini's fine. I think you should set them on fire, personally. Yeah, that's effective. Oh, hell yeah. I should finish a Breath of Fire game. I think it was 4 that I was playing that I was really liking. But I've never finished one. I played Golden Sun instead. Which is fair. This is the shortcut, I believe. How close are we? I found the turquoise. I think that's Luna's stone. Luna doesn't use the What if I do this? 2 paths. What is this? This slate is... There's something carved in it. They almost look like characters of some kind. This is impossible for me to read. You know... Invite the bringer of death and destruction to the way of the dead. When you feel the breath of life, bring forth the giver of life. The maiden that weeps for the dying sits at the right hand of death. The wind blows across the stream of time and spans between life and death towards the maiden, is what it says. How do you know these characters? It's primal elven lore. This was the ancient language of the elves. You're human, so I'm not surprised you don't understand it. It's amazing, Archer. I'm seeing you in a whole new light. I'm half-elven, so of course I would know it. What did you think? That I was good for nothing? Don't get so upset. So do you understand what's written here? Ooh, wait just a second. I guess it means you have to summon the spirits of earth, wind, fire, and wind somewhere to open the door. How are we supposed to know which spirit should be summoned in which location? Alright, if that's how I want to look at it, invite the bringer of destruction to the way of the dead. That is a place to the north from here, I think. When you feel the breath of life, bring forth the giver of life. That's probably Indini. The maiden that weeps for the dying sits at the right hand of death. The wind blows across the stream of time, says Sylph. The span between life and death, towards the maiden. It's very specific. It reminds me of the wind puzzle in All Across Mausoleum. It sounded like it was describing actual, like, overworld locations. Oh. Where are we Where are we? Is this supposed to be some... Is this where we're supposed to summon the spirits? This must be the place. 4 rooms for 4 spirits. Alright, you all wait here for a bit. Wait. What? Okay, I'm gonna hit no next time, but I want to double check on this. Dead, burning destruction, give her life. Give her life. Maiden weeps. Dying is the right hand of God. So I have to figure out where each one is. Stream of time. Between those two. Alright, time to summon the spirits. Oh! I'm just controlling Clarth, so I fucked it up. Spirit that governs the water, Undine, stands in the cave in the North Sea. I've already formed a pact with Undine. The spirit that governs fire, roams the cave of burning sands. This just tells you where they are. I'm not gonna be interrupted too, so that's interesting. So I know the death is north. I'm stopping. I've been going on for too long. I'm very hungry, I realized what time it is. I shouldn't have even bothered trying to figure that out yet. How about if I save twice? Will it be sure to save if I do that? Oh well. Hopefully. That's all for now.